to confuse your mind, to have you away from the truth, which is what? The scriptures, the Holy Bible. That's why these things are pushed out, to get you not believing the scriptures. Okay? That's why Esau sets up this kingdom. So everything Esau does is to get you not thinking about the scriptures. That's why he does what he does, to get you not believing God. Okay? But not with wine they stagger, but not with strong drink. So what's that strong drink? It's the philosophies, which we already showed in this image. Democracy, religion, idolatry, homosexuality, lies, adultery, covetousness, murder. That's the philosophies. And if Esau, the devil, can keep you in that mindset, he can keep you away from the Heavenly Father and accuse you, because he's the accuser of our brethren. For the Lord, verse 10, Yahweh Shai poured out upon the spirit of deep sleep. So even amongst the prophets, even amongst his false pastors, he poured out upon them deep sleep, which is what? Lies. That's why the false pastors, they're teaching you lies. Because what? They've what? Have the spirit of deep sleep. They're not going to tell you the truth. And that's where the true prophets come into play. And have closed your eyes, the prophets and your rulers, and the seers have he covered. Because the false prophets, they're also known as what? Seers, because a seer is a prophet. But guess what? Their eyes have been closed. P.D. Jakes, what's his name? Joe, I don't know all their names. Joe Osteen. They're divining a false law. So these prophets, they're false prophets. They're false pastors. They're not teaching you the truth.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. People got demons on it. A lot of these people got demons on it. Okay, but it is what it is. Let's continue. Verse 11, the vision of all is become unto you.
Just before, I've enjoyed listening to some very good thoughts.
Okay.
But as you're recording this, which I think you must put it out into the ether, because you talk such good stuff.
Okay.
And really makes people think a lot of good things. You need a microphone to come from there to you, because otherwise,
No.
I'm a filmer, and people listening are going to just hear all the noise and not
No, they hear me. That's why the scripture says, lift up thy voice like a trumpet. That's why I'm raising my voice. And whoever's supposed to hear, see, the wind carries my voice. There's an echo. Okay. You know? So yeah.
Okay, so this is your cathedral. That's wonderful.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will speak to you again sometime.
Okay, sir. Alright, bye. Yeah. And it says, the vision is all become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed. Okay. So this word it's become sealed to a majority of our people. Okay. Really don't really need it's a good gesture, but I don't really need a mic. Okay. And see, that's what I'm saying. People, you got people that are interested. You got some people that are not interested. But those that are supposed to hear it are going to hear it. Okay. And it is sealed. Okay. Which men deliver to one that is learned. So guess what? This truth is going to be delivered, sent to someone that is learned. Okay. That has been taught the truth. And that's done through what? The apostles. Yeah, I don't need no mic. What you need a mic for? Don't need no mic, man. Okay, did Yahweh Shai have a mic? No. That's why the scripture says, lift up thy voice like a trumpet. So again, and Salakia, my voice, see, different brothers, my voice ain't very clear, but it is what it is, you know. It is what it is. Okay. Saying, read this, okay. I pray thee, and he saith, okay, I cannot, for it is sealed. Okay. So you're going to have those that pick up this Bible, but it's going to be sealed to them. The understanding of the scripture is going to be sealed, blocked off. Okay. And that's why every day you got to thank Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, somebody Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, for giving you this word and for giving you the understanding. Okay. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned them. Yeah, that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I am not learned. So that's why another thing. I keep saying this. I'm not going to put out names because it ain't for me to do that. But you have individuals that they can teach you about spiritual powers, this Romans. What's the point of going into Colossians, Corinthians, and all this other good stuff? Okay, but you don't. There's not one video. How is it you've been in the truth 5 years? But there's not one video upon Yahweh Shai. His description, where he came from, where he was born, who did he die for, where did he go when he died, who's the Heavenly Father? Okay, what Yahweh Shai was going through. So again, you have to be taught. And men are so proud. Okay, men are so proud, and especially when you're of older age, you have that mentality. You can't be taught, which is a very dangerous mentality to have. Because no matter how old you are, and a wise man, no matter how old he is, he's going to be willing to want to be taught. Because you're humble. When you're humble, you always have room to be taught. When you're proud, you have no room to be taught because you're proud. Okay? Part of being humble is wanting to be taught. If you're not humble, you're not going to be taught. Okay? And the book is delivered to him, wherefore the Lord said, for as much as his people draw nigh to me with their mouth. And you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of these Christians. Because Christians, they draw near. Oh, love the Lord. If loving the Lord, if the loving the Lord, so-called Jesus is wrong, I don't want to be right. They tell you that all day long. But then, they'll be eating a chicken jerk, some jerk pork. They'll be eating some jerk pork. They'll be committing adultery. They'll be committing idolatry. So again, it's one thing saying but not doing. Okay? So they draw near to me with their mouth. Yeah. You know, I love the Lord. But in your actions, you're not showing that. In your actions, you're being contrary. Okay? It's about doing to the best of your ability. Yes, we know we're not going to be perfect. But are you putting up forth the effort? You know? Are you putting forth the effort? That's what matters. And Yahweh Shai sees that. So, even if men have a bad mind towards you, you know you've been doing everything that you can, because you should know yourself better than anybody else knows you. And that's the main thing. Making sure you're doing all to the best of your ability. Okay? And here we go. And with their lips do they honor me. So again, that's another thing you see in this truth. Well, you can honor the Lord Yahweh Shai with your lips, but are you doing anything he says? Because again, I've had this thing going on where you tell a man to do the work and he's got like an attitude about it, a nonchalant attitude. Then the apostles say it, then men still ignore it, and their whole mentality, nah, I'm just gonna do 3 videos a week. You're not being really obedient. So that's your honor. You may honor Yahweh Shai with your lips, but your actions are contrary. Okay? So when you start getting jacked up, you can't come running to another brother. It's because you're not doing what he says. Okay? Then you wonder why all these things are happening to you. Because you're not listening to what these men are saying. Okay? With their lips do they honor me. That's all their mouth service. Okay? Yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I have my faith is just here. Well, show that. If your faith is just here, why are you lukewarm? Why are you lukewarm? Why are you slothful if your faith is here? If your faith is up here, then really you should be doing more than I'm doing. If your faith is up here. If your faith is up here, show that. Lead by example. Show us how it's done. Because the biggest critics are the ones who ain't doing shit. The biggest critics, they're lukewarm. Okay? And another thing, some of the biggest critics, they ain't even got the guts to come out of their own comfort. They're too scared. You know, oh, don't go outside, anything can happen to you. Yeah, that's the point of being tested. Of course anything can happen to you. But where's your faith? See, that's another lack of faith. Oh, but this can happen. Oh, but that can happen. Of course. Well, don't you, but bro, you could, bear me just a minute. You could be in your household and you could slip over and bang your head, bust your head. Yeah, that could happen to you. You might slip over on a banana peel. That can happen unto you. Come on, man, stop being simple. Men are controlled by, that's another thing. You want to be controlled by the fear of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You don't want to be controlled by the fear of, oh, this can happen, that can happen. Because guess what? You stop growing. Okay? That's the fear of man. You want the fear of Yahweh Shai to be within you. With the fear of Yahweh Shai, that's what's going to keep you fervent. That's what's going to keep you going. A lot of men got this truth twisted. Oh, but this could happen, that could happen. No, get out here. If you really have your faith, get out here. What's stopping you? Making excuses. Okay? It's easy to make excuses and say, oh, I'm not going to do this because of that and that. No. You know? And with their lips do they honor me, but have removed their heart far from me. Some people, they remove what? Their heart far from Yahweh Shai. Okay? Far from Yahweh Shai. Okay? And how do you remove your heart from Yahweh Shai? By not being occupied on this word. That's how you remove your heart from him. So what's our heart, our mind? And the scriptures tell you in Matthew 6. Wherever your heart is, there will your mind be also. So if your mind is occupied on the truth, then how is your mind going to be removed from Yahweh Shai? The only how your mind is removed from Yahweh Shai is when you're not thinking about Yahweh Shai. That's how your mind becomes removed. Or you're thinking on your emotions. Because people that are highly emotional, they're not really thinking upon the scriptures. They're thinking how they can get a point across their point. Like women do that. You know, when you come to the truth, it's all about Yahweh Shai's will, not your own will, not what we want to be done. Because you can stand here and say, well, I want it to be done this way, that way, but it's not about our will. Because guess what? If we were to put it to my own will, I'll just have my feet up, there'd be no videos being done. But everything's about Yahweh Shai's will. We're walking to his tune. Okay? We're walking to his tune. We're not walking to our own tune. It's all about Yahweh Shai. Okay? But they have removed their heart far from you. Okay? So how do you remove your heart far from Yahweh Shai? By being into another doctrine. Are you not being obedient to what he wants? That's how you remove yourself from Yahweh Shai. And they're fair toward me, so there's that word fair. Toward me is taught by the precept of men. Wash your hands, you know, all that outward stuff, you know, that's the precept of men. Wash your hands before you eat. But what if you're outside? What if I'm outside, I order something, what if I go to the bakeries and I order something and I'm eating with my hands, I ain't washed my hands? Is that off? No, it's not off. That's just the traditions of men. Okay. What if I forget my garment? What if I forget my garment and I come out here? Because that's happened. No, that's the traditions of men. See, there's a difference between the traditions. Bear me just a minute. There's a difference of the traditions of men and having the faith of Yahweh Shai. Okay. Bear me just a minute. Verse 14, therefore, behold, I will proceed, continue to do a marvelous work. See, Yahweh Shai is, every single day, he's doing a marvelous work. Okay, and I'm looking at a van right now, it says expert, it says restore, repair, and renew. That's that marvelous work. And he's restoring, he's repairing, and he's renewing his men. That's a marvelous work. Okay. He's putting them sinews upon us, the flesh, to be able to teach his word efficiently. That's a marvelous work. Okay. Okay. And you see the marvelous works, the more you're in Yahweh Shai, the more you see their marvelous works, the more you're in Yahweh Shai. That's how you see their marvelous works. The less you're in Yahweh Shai, because I always say this, Yahweh Shai, he shows you signs. Every day he shows you signs, but if you're not in the spirit, you're not going to be able to see them signs. Okay, so that's why it's also important to be circumspect. Okay? Even a marvelous work and a wonder. Okay? For the wisdom of the wise men shall perish. And that's what we're seeing. The wisdom of the wise men is perishing. Esau, Edom. Okay? Their wisdom is perishing because the wisdom of this world is foolishness. Okay? But our wisdom, the wisdom of Yahushua, that's increasing. Okay? And the understanding of their prudent men shall be gained. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel. Okay? And the elites, their whole thing is hiding their counsel. You know? Hiding what they're doing behind, because the elites, what do? They work in secrecy. Okay? We're out in the open. We declare the works of Yahushua. Because if you have the light, if you really have wisdom, you declare it. You don't hide it. But Esau, he hides his wisdom. Okay? And their works are in dark. So the elites, the banking families, the elites, their work is in the dark. Okay? But our work is not in the dark. Well, we declare our works openly. Esau, he does it in the dark, and really, that's a coward. So hold on a minute, you've got all this wisdom, this esoteric knowledge, but you're hiding it in the dark. Well, that's not really, if you really have wisdom, you're gonna declare it. You're not gonna hide it in the dark. Okay, so this man's a coward. Okay? And they say, who seeth us? Who knoweth us? This is what the elites are saying. You know, they think, the elites think nobody sees what they're doing. Okay? But guess what? The Lord Yahweh sees everything. This is how conceited man can be. Okay? Even your inner thoughts, even what you think, the Lord sees that. Okay? Even what you think against the prophets, the Lord sees that. The Lord knows that. A man could even come to camp with a thought in his head. Yeah, I don't believe in this. This is the truth. I don't look at these guys. They're bums. They're this. They're that. I don't know. It's just marking that shit down. Or you may mutter something under your breath. Oh, look at this guy. Or say something. The Lord just marks that down. Okay. So guess what? The elites, their works are not done. Well, they do their works in secret, but guess what? The Lord Yahushua sees their works. Let's quickly go to Psalms. Go to Psalms. Because the banking families, they work in secrecy. Okay? That's what they work in. Okay? A lot of these people, they're in, what do you call it? A lot of these people, they're in denial. They're living in denial. But that's alright, because when reality smacks them in the face, that's when they're going to realize there was a prophet among them. Okay? When reality smacks them in the face. Okay? So bear with me. Let's go to Psalms 10. Because what's the main agenda of the elites? To have the people chipped. That's their main agenda. So let's go to Psalms 10. This is Psalms 10. Okay, this is Psalms 10. Okay, it's like I'm feeling a bit itchy, this pollen. Okay. This is Psalms 10 and 2. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. So if you're wicked, you're going to be persecuting the hopeful elect. And the wicked is Esau, Edom. And you can also equate that to the wicked of our people. Because the wicked of our people, they're going to be seeking to persecute you as well. Okay. They persecute the poor. Okay. Let them be taken. So the elites. Okay. The Edomites, the banking families, they're going to be taken in their own device. Okay. Let them be taken in their own devices. What's their own device? Their own imagination. And that's what's going to happen. Okay. The elites are going to be taken in their own lofty imagination. Okay. But they have imagined. They're going to be taken in their own imagination. that they have imagined, that they have thought. Okay? And that's the Lord. The Lord has the elites in a trick bag. Okay? Everybody is walking to the tune of Yahweh Shai, not walking to their own tune. Okay? Verse 3, for the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire. That's what the wicked are going to be doing. Boasting. The elites are boasting about the plans they have. Okay? Even the average Edomite, they're boasting about what they're going to be doing next year, 3 years, 5 years from now on. But if you had any understanding, you would know this place ain't going to last for... You'd be lucky if this place goes for 3 more years. This place ain't got long. Okay? But the people of the world, they don't understand that. They think everything's just going to continue as it were before. Just like in what, Matthew 24, it tells you that. Just like in 2 Peter 3, that's how people scoff. People think they're going to... See, this is a mind state of a scoffer. People think they're just going to live... Or they may read the Bible and say, well, that's not going to happen in my lifetime. But they're sadly mistaken. And if you call yourself being in the truth and you're thinking like that, that means you're really not in the truth at all. Okay? Because you could be reading these scriptures, but you really don't know what the hell is going on at all. Okay, you could be watching the news, but you still don't really understand what's going on. That's why Yahweh Shai has to give you that understanding. He needs to set up men to teach you. But if you're so proud, you're not going to be taught. You're going to think you know it all. And really, what's that pride? Unteachable. You can't be taught. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's... Bear with me. Boasteth of his heart's desire. His want. Okay, and blessed the covetous who the Lord abhorreth. So, when you're covetous, Esau doesn't have a problem with that because he's covetous. Okay, covetousness it's the main thing in this world because everybody's trying to get up on each other. That's one thing I hate about the cities. Everybody's trying to F each other over. Yeah, let me see if I can get over. Let me see if I can step on this guy. That's how this world is. Cutthroat mentality. So I guess Esau blesses you with your covetous. Even when you're working in the society, what does Esau do? Oh, you got to step on him to get here. You got to step on this individual to get here. This is what's in the society. Okay. Real cutthroat. Okay. This is how these people are. They don't have any sense of any type of morality. Okay? They do what they want to do. They're their own gods in their own eyes. And that's the philosophy of Satan. That you're your own god. These are all the philosophies of Satan. Okay? Because once you wake up to this truth, you realize, okay, you actually have a higher standard. You actually have what? A responsibility. Okay? And what's that responsibility? To teach. Okay? That's the responsibility. Okay? So you can't, when you come into this truth, this is not a thing where you can just shun this truth. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow comes, now I'll do it another day. And then another day comes, I'll do it another day. Come on, that's you shunning your responsibility. Okay? That's why you can really see those that are really about the truth and those that are not about the truth. And that separation's being made. Yahweh is separating the house of David and the house of Solomon. There's a lot, in war, you have such a thing as what? Casualty. So, again, there's many dead bodies. See, to be dead, it doesn't mean you're just, you know what I mean? You're just dead. To be dead, you could be alive, you understand? But you're dead mentally. Okay? Spiritually, you're a casualty of war. The truth ain't your first priority. So what, you're in a dead state? Okay? Quickly go to, bear me just a minute. You got to have passion, man. You got to have passion for this truth. And if you don't have it, pray for it. And you can't fake it. Okay? But that's another thing. That's what this world promotes. Fake it till you make it. No, you can't. See, that's one thing you can't do with this truth. Okay? And when you're out on the highways and byways, most of the time, what do you want to be doing? You want to be what? Speaking the words of Yahweh. You don't want to be babbling. You know, just empty babbling. Oh, you know, last week this happened to me, and I met a lady, and this, bro. That's not very. Who's that edifying? Empty babbling, which leads to what? More ungodliness. Scriptures talk about corrupt communication as well. Okay? What we speak of things what to build you up, to edification. Okay? That's why we're teaching this word, to build you up, to edification. Okay? That's why we teach this word, to build you up in the faith. And you can only be built up by those that are built up in the spirit. That's the only ones you're going to be built up on. The scripture says iron sharpens iron. Hold on a minute, but your iron has to be sharp. Your sword has to be sharp. I ain't going to talk about iron sharpens iron, but you're not iron. You have to be sharp. You have to be on point. You understand what I'm saying? How you going to come out of the woodworks 5 days, 4 days, do a video, oh, we need to be lukewarm. No, so like, we need to be, bear with me just a minute. Yeah, we're on fire. No, you're not on fire, you're lukewarm. Some men, they have a way of deceiving themselves. Well, really, it's the Lord that deceives you. You know, because you're not sincere. Always pray for more sincerity. Always pray for, don't be praying for carnal stuff. Pray for spiritual stuff, and the Lord Yahweh will grant that for you. And you don't got to tell people. Why are you telling people what you're praying for? That's between you and Yahweh. You may give a testimony, I prayed for this and this happened. Because yeah, I've gave testimonies. I've prayed for particular things and I've received it. Okay? And with you praying for these particular things and receiving it, you're going to be what? More appreciated. But the people of this world, they're not appreciated. They get given stuff, but they're not appreciative of it. Okay? When you go to Deuteronomy, you've got to be grateful for this truth. Because as much as Yahweh gave it to you, He can also take it away. Bear me just a minute. Deuteronomy 28. Be thankful, always be thankful. See if I can find it. Bear me just a minute, Akam. Where is it? Where is it? Because what I tend to notice, you know, people that are very insecure, people are very insecure. You know, when you're doing something, they'll be the first to say, nah, I don't see myself doing that, because they're insecure, because they haven't done it. You see, that's why you need to get out of your comfort zone. People that are insecure, they don't want you to do something because they're insecure in their own ability. So they what? They project, okay? They project their emotions, just like women. You've got a lot of effeminate spirits in this truth. Too fucking emotional. Okay, been hanging around with their woman for too long, or their mother. Okay? Very just a minute. A man doesn't make excuses. A man fulfills his role. Okay? Like example, if I can't get out here one day, I'll come out here another day. Why? Because that's you being someone of your words. Okay? Bear me just a minute. A man can watch your video. A man can criticize you on your video, but you examine this same man, he ain't even in the spirit. You examine this same man, he's in but this and that, and talking about BS. Nothing that's even to do with the scripture. Let's go to Ephesians 5:19. I don't play with this truth because I realize how serious it is and the things that Yahweh has done for me. So I don't play with this. This is still a joke to a lot of men. Then they come to camp with what? An evil spirit, an evil demonic spirit. You know, with a fucking cheesy ass grin, excuse my language, with a cheesy ass grin on their face. You know, standing like this with a cheap, you know, looking stupid. Okay. Well, the Lord, this is my whole thing. You gotta let everything play out. Okay, because the scriptures tell you. Let me just let this go fast. The scriptures tell you he gathered all. The scriptures tell you he gathered what's it? The scriptures tell you he gathered good and he gathered bad into this truth. So you're also gonna get what? Goods. So you can have a camp, you're gonna get goods that way, and you're gonna get bad. Some men came into the truth and they don't even realize why they're here. Oh, you know, it's just the right thing to do. Brushing your teeth is the right thing to do. Having a shower is the right thing to do. But do you realize why you're in the truth? Do you realize why you're in the truth? Do you realize why you're teaching this word? A lot of guys are deceiving. Don't fool yourself, man. Okay? Do not fool yourself. Okay? So let's go to Ephesians 5. You know what? There's a lot of meat. Let's go to 19. For the fruit of the Spirit. So this is talking about fruit, the work. So the scriptures also give you what? The works of the Spirit. What's your work? Okay? Because there's a heavy contentious spirit in the truth. The scriptures told you in Jude, there's certain men that crept in unaware. So if you crept in unaware, you never came in the right way. You stuck up. You force yourself. But again, it's got to let Yahweh Shai do it because Yahweh Shai is in control of all things. Okay? If you're not supposed to be there, Yahweh Shai is going to get you out of there. Sooner or later. It's going to be something that gets you out of there. Okay? Whether that be your emotions, whether it be you just can't keep up, there'll be something. Okay? Ephesians 5:9. For the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness. So this is all, not some, all goodness. The fruit of the Spirit. And righteousness and truth. Okay? Verse 10. Proving what is acceptable unto Lord Yahweh Shai. So again, us doing what we're supposed to be doing to Yahweh Shai, we're proving. Proving means you're testing yourself. Before you examine anybody else, you need to test yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Because you have this Mr. Johnny come latelys and they want to tell everybody how it should be done. That's what type of spirit you have. But they're not doing it. Okay? Proving what is acceptable. So, again, you prove yourself. You try yourself. Unto the Lord Yahweh Shai. So, if you're lukewarm, you're not really proving yourself. And you're not really acceptable. Okay? And have no fellowship. So, what is fellowship? Fellowship is communion. The scriptures have no fellowship. So, who are those that you're supposed to be fellowshipping with? Okay, bear me just a minute. Have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness. Okay? So when it says have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, what does it mean to be unfruitful? If you're lukewarm, you're unfruitful. If you're just going, I just deal with, that's unfruitful. So you have no works with the unfruitful works of darkness. So if you're fruitful, what are you doing? You're bringing forth fruit out through this word. Okay? Okay. This is how you bring forth fruit. Okay? Just like with this tree. You know, when you have a tree, what are you expecting? Okay? fruit. Okay. She just said she agrees. See, even a woman in the world says she agrees with me, pal. You know. So that's someone of the world even saying that. So are you gonna come into the truth and not have that same mentality? Huh? Unbelievable. And have no unfruitful salakia, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness. So when it's time, it's for you to have discernment. Because again, I've always said this, you may just have one, it could be one, it could be various, one or two men that are really serious about Yahushua. So I always say this, what's the point of linking up with men that are not ready about the truth? What's the point? Because they're just going to put you in their spirit, a lukewarm, a slothful, wicked spirit. So again, the scripture says, you don't have to be joined, yoked together with the unfruitful works of darkness. Okay? Because guess what? You become dark. Your mind becomes dark. Your judgment becomes darkened. You become darkened. Okay? That's what happens. Okay? And you don't be doing that as well. Don't be using brothers as well because you're not in the spirit. Don't be doing that. Okay, brothers are going to be there because it does strengthen brothers. The scripture says, where two or three are in the bits, I am there also. So in no way am I saying, there's nothing wrong, that's good, linking up with brothers doing videos. But the main thing is, if you're using brothers merely for the fact, just to be in the spirit, that's off, that's wrong. Because the scriptures also say, work out your own salvation. So again, there's a balance in this truth. You want to be balanced. Okay? But don't be doing that. I just want to do a live show. I just want to meet up with brothers, so I stay. Because if you're merely doing it on that, guess what? You're not gonna last. Okay? And you can sense the spirit on particular people as well. You can sense the demons on particular people when they walk past. Everybody has a particular aura. Okay? And this individual that just walked past me, he had a wicked demonic aura on him. Okay? The Lord increases you when you're in this word efficiently. Okay? If you're not in this word efficiently, how's he going to increase you? Okay? Well, do you just get increased by just sitting down? Not giving anything to Yahushua, by not studying, by not doing anything. How do you become increased? You see what I mean? It takes effort. Let's jump straight to... Let's start at 12. For it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret. There's a lot of men, they have a homosexual spirit about them, a homosexual vibe. I'm talking about in the truth. They have a homosexual vibe about them. Okay? Their mannerisms. See, again, just by your mannerisms, people can tell who you are by your mannerisms, how you act, how you conduct yourself. So, can people judge you on your outward appearance? Yeah, somewhat. That's only half, because the scriptures also tell you don't judge a man by outward appearance, but you can to some extent. Okay? So it's evil to even speak of those things that are done of them in secret. Okay? Even those things that are done in secret, homosexuality, they're the things that are done in secret. Okay, they're not the things that are done, what, in open. Well, people, they're declaring it in open. Why? Because they have no shame. Okay? That mentality of do as thy will. But everything that's in darkness, that's going to be brought to light. Okay? Because people, guess what? They walk past, they murmur, they think something in their heads. But guess what? The Lord searches out the intents of the heart. Scriptures tell you that in Hebrews 4 and 12. Okay? This word is sharper than any two-edged sword. Okay? Cutting the divided asunder of soul. So this word, guess what it does? It cuts people's soul. It searches out their intents. It searches out who they are. Okay? There's not nothing worth doing. When people hate you, it's really, people, they personalize it. Oh, I don't like the way he looked at me. I don't like the way, it's nothing to do with that. Most of the time, it's the words they have a problem with. But because they don't really have nothing, because they're really emotional, they project. Because they can't say, oh, it's you. So like they can't say it's the scriptures, so they're going to say, it's you. Really, it's the scriptures they have a problem with. That's why you don't want to be emotional, like a woman, okay? Wherefore, because you even got that. Many have they're trying to suppress what you speak about. Oh, you can't say that, you can't talk about that. Bro, adults, I'm an adult. I'm free to speak about anything I want according to the scriptures. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? There's gonna be times it's our job to rebuke our people. So now are you saying we can't rebuke people? Obviously, if we're at camp, you get told about yourself. So obviously a man comes to your face and he tells you what it is. If you're amongst brothers, he would tell you what it is. So every video someone does, they have to come to you and clear that up. Who are you? You're nobody. You see? That's why you don't want to be emotional. Okay? And it says, for all things that are reproved, so guess what? It's our duty to reprove. Okay? Are made manifest by the light. Okay? That effeminate spirit. But you can't say that. Bro, grow up, man. Grow up in your mind, man. You better grow up in your mind. Okay? Effeminate, immature. You've got a lot of men that are, see, you could be of a particular age, but you could be highly immature in the spirit. A lot of men have not grown in the spirit. A lot of men have not grown in understanding. Okay? Let's go. Where was it? So all things that are approved are made manifest by the light. So this word, what does it do? It makes everything manifest by the light, which is this word. So of course, particular things are going to be brought your way about you, particular mannerisms you have, and it's for you, if you're spiritual, to take that on board and to deal with it. Okay? You don't run to someone. Oh, he's saying this about me. That's emotional. Okay? And even the elder apostle done a video upon this. Beware, I might even post that video. There's a lot of bug outs in Israel. I might even post that video out. There's a lot of bug outs. We're not here, we don't come to camp, we're brotherly, but we don't come to camp to make friends, if you understand what I'm saying. We don't come to camp for that. Oh, how was your day? You know, have a 2 hour conversation on how your day was. No. When you come to camp, it's remember what Yahushua said, don't you know I'm about my father's business? This is strictly business. Okay? If you really want to have a conversation, go see a psychiatrist. Go see a psychiatrist. Okay? If you really want to have a long-term conversation about your problems and issues. We don't come to camp to talk about our issues. We come to camp to teach the word of the Lord, and that's it. That is it. Anything outside of that is what? Emotions. Okay? Anything outside of that is emotions, and it has no place in the truth. And guess what? We all get emotional. But if every one of your lessons is just some emotional banter, then you really need to examine yourself. Because you're not going to last long. There's going to be something that stops you from doing this work because your emotions. Emotions can come in different forms. When you no longer want to do the work because you have an emotional attachment. You see? All these different things. Okay? That's why the scriptures say, count the cost. Whether you have enough sufficient to finish it. You don't start something and you don't finish it. You have to start something and you have to finish it. That scripture is important. I go into that scripture a lot. Okay? And it says verse 14. Wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest. Okay, what does it mean to sleep? In a sleeping mind state. Okay? Because you could be awake. I'm seeing people awake, but they're asleep spiritually. Okay? You know? You just see people walking about, bear me just a minute. Okay? that sleep will rise from the dead. So guess what? When you hear this truth, you're supposed to rise from the dead. Okay? You're not supposed to be in a zombie mode that you're like this. All zombified, you know? All zombified in a zombie state. Okay? You're supposed to be what? Somewhat lively. Okay? And arise from the dead. Because guess what? Before we heard about this truth, we were spiritually dead, like. Come on. We were spiritually dead before we heard about this truth, like basically a walking carcass, basically, that had no type of knowledge. But guess what? God made alive through this word. Okay? And Mashiach shall give you the light. So guess what? Yahweh has given this light to us. So now we've been given this light. What do we got to do with this light? Keep it burning. Okay? Keep that light burning. Because if you don't keep a light burning, what's going to happen? That light's going to go out. So you have to keep rekindling that light. Because the light can go out. And the scripture says, you can go to that, baby. And the scripture says in Matthew, so in this truth, you've got to keep and rekindling that light. Because sometimes that light does get a bit dim at times. It gets a bit dim because you're not always going to be in the spirit. But what do? You rekindle that light. And how? By what? By studying, by watching videos, by doing videos, by praying, by fasting, even going on walks and pondering upon the scriptures. That's how you're rekindling that light. This is Matthew 5:14. It says, "Ye are the light of the world." Okay? So the men of the Lord, guess what? They are that light. Okay? They are that light. So what are they going to do with this light? Okay? And it says light of the world. So that would mean most of the world is in darkness. If we're the light of the world, most of this world is in darkness. Believe it or not. Okay? A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. And guess what? What like under that city up on a hill? Okay? You might not be actually on a hill, but see, this is parabolic talk. And a city that's on a hill, it's in clear view. A city alone, even without it being on a hill, is still in clear view. So if you're that city up on a hill, guess what? Many people can see you. You're in clear view. Okay? You're actually in clear view. And that's why, you know, when you hear a lot of beeping, okay, it's because people are watching, and you've got the traffic lights, people are watching, and you're so busy watching what I'm doing, the traffic lights turn red again, and people start beeping them. So that's an example of you being in that city that is upon a hill. Okay? You understand? Bear with me just a minute. Neither do men light a candle, and this candle's being lit. This is the candle, and people can see it. There's a light to it. So neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel. So you're not going to get a candle, and you're not going to put it under a table. You're going to put that candle on a candlestick, and it says that it gives light unto all. That I give it light unto all that are in the house. So, you know, obviously you're giving light to those that can see. Okay? You're giving that light so they see that light. And a lot of people, they're mesmerized by that light. Some people, they're drawn away. Some people are drawn to it. So, there's a balance. Okay? And it says, let your light so shine before men. So that's what we're here to do. We're letting this light shine. We're not holding it back. Okay? We're declaring it. Okay? Before men, but we're not doing it merely for men, but we're doing it before men so they can see. So they can see your good works. Okay? And glorify your Father which is in heaven. So when we teach His word, it's to glorify our Father Yahweh which is in heaven. Glorify His name. That's why we do this. We don't do it for any other reason. Okay, so with this, I'm going to shut off here. Lord willing, this is edifying. And until the next time, shalom to the hopeful elect across the globe. Until the next time, shalom.